So we all know that the mini series of iPhones that Apple made are pretty much extinct. We don't know if Apple's going to be making them anymore, but there was a very interesting thing I saw on Reddit the other day, which basically explained what could actually have happened technically with something like an iPhone 15 mini, and what could happen if Apple were to go ahead and drop a mini iPhone maybe every other year. So this was something that was kind of concerning to me, because at first I was like, oh, okay, there's no way Apple would actually do something like this. But then when I started thinking about it, it could actually make some sense for Apple to drop some sort of smaller mini iPhone maybe every other year, maybe every 2 years or every 3 years or something like that, in order for Apple to kind of keep the prices of their iPhones not stagnating. And what I mean by that is, when you take a look at their current lineup, they have iPhones from basically like $429 all the way up to $1,099. But when it comes down to the actual iPhones that are being sold right now, like in the brand new market, there is a chance Apple's going to start increasing the prices like crazy. And I do think this is probably going to happen sooner than later. And Apple is going to have some gaps in their lineup. If they continue to increase the prices by $100, sooner than later, there's going to be a gap at some of the cheaper prices. And if their, new lineup of like $1,099 iPhones start with the 15 Pro, well, then there's going to be a gap between, the cheaper ones and the more expensive ones. So I think what Apple could actually end up doing is refreshing the mini lineup iPhones one way or another. So what they could do is they could probably go through and either upgrade the cheaper end iPhones like the 13 mini. They could refresh that and bring some sort of newer kind of refresh model from that specific standpoint. Or what Apple could end up doing is kind of make a new mini iPhone later on in the year. So they could go ahead, once they make the 15 Pros, and a little bit later they could drop a 15 mini, and it would almost be like an iPhone SE kind of thing. Maybe not, but I definitely do think there could be some room for Apple to go and do something like that in the future. So I would say one way or another, the iPhone mini is not going away. I think they're going to either, build another 15 mini or 16 mini, or what Apple could actually end up doing is actually drop an iPhone SE in a way that would also kind of rival the iPhone SE that they made before, but it's going to be that in a smaller body. I think that's another thing Apple could end up doing there too, and I think that would probably make the most amount of sense from Apple's perspective. So I cannot wait to see what Apple ends up doing here. I'm very excited, and I really hope they do kind of continue making the iPhone mini, because I do think it's a very important iPhone Apple's made, and I think that in and of itself is a very important thing, and I cannot wait for them to go and drop that iPhone. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.